Hey everybody, it's Rockula, and welcome back to Rockula Retrospective. This is a review of The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 14, titled Spend, and the main focus of this review is about Deanna's decision. A quick synopsis of the situation goes like this. Deanna has publicly declared her trust in Rick's group and has shown no outward reason to distrust them. She even assures Glenn that she is grateful that he is showing Aiden some reality. And in the latest episode, it seems that Aiden is learning not to be such a douche. When Gabriel asks to speak to Deanna privately, why didn't she pull him into another room? She would not be so unobservant that she doesn't remember that Maggie is downstairs and would also anticipate Maggie overhearing Gabriel at some point. Deanna has already interviewed Rick's group and they have told her about the things they had to do to survive. There's nothing compelling or new about Gabriel's argument from this point. It looks like Deanna is making a decision as Gabriel finishes his rant, and I can only guess that Deanna, being such a good judge of character, can clearly see that Gabriel is mentally ill. It almost seems like she starts pandering to him like a politician would when confronted by a crazy constituent. So the first question is this. Did Deanna knowingly keep Gabriel by the front door because she knew Maggie would eventually come up the stairs and hear him? Next comes the big game changer, and that's going to be what happens when Deanna finds out about Aiden's death. Will that warp her judgment? As I had said before, we were going to find out where she stood when Aiden's life was at stake. Is this the moment where things turn ugly? I'm going to talk about sneak peeks and teasers from the next episode a little bit later in the week, but let's look at the parts with Deanna in them. We have Deanna and Rick in front of 4 freshly dug graves. A lot of people are speculating that those graves are for Noah and Aiden and other people, but I don't think it makes sense that they would dig an actual grave for Noah and Aiden. So keep in mind, the audio from the teaser is never going to match up with what happens in the next episode. So you just can't assume that Rick and Deanna have a confrontation at the gravesite just because they're looking at each other in a certain way and Rick is speaking in an aggressive manner. The only thing that makes me think that she's going to turn on Rick, other than the fact that we need some kind of conflict here towards the end, is that we see Deanna burning a piece of paper. Is that Rick's contract? So my assessment is that Deanna wasn't struggling with Gabriel's words, more that she was thinking, what am I going to do about this nutcase? All past experiences with Deanna point to her reacting with fairness, but what is the death of her son going to do to her? Will Nicholas lie about the things that happened? So I guess the big general question number 2 is, will Deanna turn on Rick? Alright, well, thanks for coming over to Rockula Retrospective. I'd really appreciate hearing your theories and opinions on what we just talked about down in the comments. Obviously, I'd like you to like and subscribe. Come back in the coming days of this next week, and I'm going to have a couple more videos for you. I'm Rockula, and this is Rockula Retrospective.